Hi guys, my name is Liliana, and today I am going to do a reading for you all. I'm very intuitive and I'm trying to train my intuitive gifts so that I can use them to help guide others. I'm currently writing a book called, should I tell you guys the name or should I wait? I'll wait because I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to call it what I did just name it, but it's basically going to be a guide that helps you learn how to connect with the divine, how to look out for the languages and symbolism that the divine uses in order to communicate with you. I'm going to start by using the time that it is right now, and it is 9:04 when I started this. I actually kind of began at 9:03 and then started this one at 9:04, and now it's 9:05. So let's look at 9:03, 9:04, and 9:05 in my angel number book, see if any of them align, and then we'll go ahead and get started with an actual reading of an oracle deck. But let's start with the time. I always like to use this to check on random numbers that come into my field of vision or times of day that really stick out to me. So starting with 9:05, embrace the changes that are being presented to you. They are heaven sent. Interestingly enough, I had a really long conversation with my friend today about changes and how this season is, of course, very much a transitional phase. And there's just a lot of changes that are going to be made and that are being made, and they're all, of course, supposed to be going in the right direction towards what it is that you want to be doing. These changes are bringing you more in alignment. It'll be interesting to see if that's something that Spirit continues to talk about in the card reading, but yeah, first thing to kind of keep in mind. We also have 9:03 and 9:04. I'll start with 9:03. Know that God is helping your soul expand so that you can know your angels on a heart level. And I love that because I feel like that's really what this whole reading is supposed to be for. It's supposed to help you expand. It's supposed to help you know your angels and communicate your angels. That's what the book that I'm writing is all about, as well as helping you learn how to communicate with your higher self in general. So I feel like that's definitely very resonant with what we're trying to do here, which is get you in communication with divine. 9:04, that's the last one for the time ones, but angels are in alignment with your soul at this time. Know that the messages you are receiving are coming directly from the heart of God. And that's the time I started this, is 9:04 p.m. on Wednesday, April 23rd. So this is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of alignment that we can find in our lives, especially if we start listening to signs and symbols and learning about the ways that divine speaks to us. Here, I'll show you. Let's see if I can. That's 9:04, 9:03. 9:05. So that's legit, and I didn't wait until that time or anything. That just was totally random. There's 0 to 999 in that book, and also look at the time. You can see obviously we started at 9:04 p.m. So yes. Oh, and you might have seen the title for the book right at that time, by the way, because I have it up. So I'll just tell you, so far I haven't named the dialect of the divine. We'll see how it goes. Oh my gosh, I think it's gonna be really good. But anyway, let's keep it rolling. I have all of my oracle cards in my bag because I already was doing a reading today for my friend. We are going to, I don't know, should we do all three? I feel like that's a lot. Let's pick one. Let's pick two. Ariel's always really vibing. That's my best friend. She's always really vibing with this one. I feel like I always really vibe with this one. And this is my new deck, and I've been kind of loving what it's had to say. So let's go ahead and start with the Starseed Oracle. And my intention is that as I draw these cards, this card will resonate with somebody who is watching this video and will help them with clarity and a better understanding of where they are in their life and where they're going. Maybe ways that they can get to where they're going a little bit easier. All right. Ooh. I love this because I'm asking specifically, like I'm asking Spirit, like specific ways that you can get to where you're wanting to go a little bit easier. And every single one of the cards that I got have kind of like actual commands for you, which is really cool because not all of these have commands. So this is one I just pulled out and it's called Earth School. That's not one of the ones that you got, but what you did get are all commands or ways that, or things you can do in order to get closer to where you need to go in an easier manner. And you'll know what I mean as I show you. The first card you got is Forge, Don't Follow. I just want to make sure you can see it. There, yeah. Forge, Don't Follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader that you wish you had. That's going to be one that's definitely really great to continuously look into. I'm excited to hear what the actual booklet itself says. But the first thing that comes to mind is intuition here. When it comes to pay the new path, be the leader that you wish you had. Because at the end of the day, your intuition is what allows you to pave a new path, right? Your intuition and your knowledge and your wisdom that you learn along the way, that's what allows you to forge a new path instead of following what everyone else is doing. You might have been having a hard time lately with seeing the way someone in your life is doing something and feeling like it can be done better, and maybe not being in the position to tell them that this thing can be done better. Maybe it's like in a job. Maybe you have a boss or a manager that you feel like could be more efficient, and the way that they're going about it is just, it's frustrating you. But what you need to realize is instead of waiting on this person to be the leader that you want, instead of trying to find a way maybe even to communicate with this person, which you can also do, by the way. You can always try and figure out a way of how to communicate with this person, what could be better. But the problem is a lot of the time with leadership, we can find that people will have egos and they don't really want to be told, especially by someone that feels underneath them. Hold on to your horses. Yeah, sorry. I thought I heard somebody outside and I just wanted to see if it was my son getting home or if Nino's just, that's my dog, is just checking the door. Anyway, sometimes leaders have an ego, right? And they don't want to listen to anybody that they feel like is underneath them and they feel like they know everything, right? Maybe that's something that you're going through. And maybe that's something you've already gone through. But anyway, instead of like worrying about that, like if that person doesn't want to hear it from you, then instead of worrying that, it's like telling you to create your own path, create something new for yourself that feels aligned with yourself. For me, this resonated with, I had a manager that I would get very frustrated with, that I feel like could be doing things different ways, but I felt like they wouldn't listen to me or hear me. And it honestly served as fuel for me to go build my own business. Because I was like, I need to be the leader. I need to be the one that creates a company so that I can make this flow in a way that makes sense, so I can make employees feel valued. So maybe I'll love to hear and read more about this, but that's the first place that I kind of go to with that. The next one that you get is trust the timing. I love that. And look at the visual as well. again, forge don't follow is like a direction, right? Like it's telling you what to do. Like if you want to get closer to more aligned with what it is that you need to be doing, you need to be forging a path, not waiting for it to get created for you. And the way to do that is through your intuition. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. The first thing that I think of with that is like to trust that, have faith that your purpose, if it's meant to be, it shall be. You know what I mean? Like if it is meant to happen, it will happen. All of the things that could possibly get in the way and make you doubt yourself, they're accounted for by Spirit. Spirit has already accounted, the universe, your guides, they've already accounted for and planned for all of this maybe wishy-washiness that you go through, all of this setbacks, what might feel like setbacks or mistakes. It's all been accounted for. And if we can trust that it also all has this divine purpose or meaning behind it, that can help us get to where we're going easier, right? Because it's this worry that's created when we don't trust the timing that takes up a lot of our energy and time. And it's all about learning how to spend energy in a way that brings us closer to what we're trying to get to. The next one, oh gosh, my Duolingo popped up and I thought it was like a shadow. That freaked me out. It was just a notification out of the corner of my eye. I can't. Surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Oof, and I love that. That's another very direct way for you to get closer to where you're trying to go. To get closer to that authentic you is by surrendering to the sweetness of life. To finding the beauty in what is and what you do have. And not just what you have, but what life is. Like all of the possibilities that can come with it, the good. And it can be so hard, don't get me wrong. All of these things can be so hard, especially with all the different things that are going on in the world. But I don't know. I think we still need to try and believe. I think we still need to try and, look for the beauty in life, because in ways I feel like that's the way that we can fight our own war energetically, right? Where we are helping create good by singing the song of goodness, if that makes sense. Like I have a card that talks about whales and singing the song of the planet, and the fact that whales go around the world singing a frequency that uplifts the planet. And for us, we're supposed to learn what our song is and share our song, the frequency of sound, diving deep, the whale and orca elders. I really liked this card, and that reminds me of that. Again, it's hard sometimes to maintain this positivity or finding the beauty in life when so many things can be going wrong. But it's like if we can kind of not block out those things, but if we can still have this positivity going through those things, then that in its own way will compete with the negative energy that's created by the people that do things that are negative towards other people. You know what I mean? It's like we have to be able to have some of this positivity, or the world's going to be fully overrun with negativity, right? We have to be the good that outshines the bad, right? But those are the 3 cards that we got for you here. The next piece, and if you guys want to stay, you can stay. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. But the next piece is where we're going to use the actual book to read what's said, to kind of dive a little deeper. And once again, we're going to go back to Forge, Don't Follow. Once again, we kind of got the intuition that that was about creating a path for yourself, not necessarily, waiting for one to be made. Because especially like if you're an innovator and you have, this gift and you have something you're supposed to give to the world, you shouldn't be following. You should be creating something new for other people to follow. You should be the lighthouse, right? You should be the thing that helps guide people to I want to say to divinity, right? Because anything that gets us closer to ourselves, any leader that's going towards a common good is taking us closer to divinity, because divinity is the embodiment of goodness, right? Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. If you wait until the path is perfectly paved, you won't be forging your own path, and you'll likely not even take the first step. Don't let a small detail like being unable to find someone to show you the way be the reason you don't step forward and lead. Let it be the reason that you do. The most courageous and needed leaders are the ones who don't wait for permission or until the morning they wake up feeling ready. They take a deep breath, put one foot in front of the other, and figure it out as they go. They don't wait for someone to lead them, they can lead themselves. And this, I don't want to get too political, but this is something I've been talking about, especially people our age. We really need to start considering becoming, not just considering, we need to become more in politics, guys. We're not liking who we see in politics. And this doesn't mean just go complain about it. It means take real action, and not just like voting even. I want it to be more like we are in these elections, like we need to do what we can to become the leaders that we know we need, you know, especially our generation. Like our generation almost has this increased level of empathy, and it's not just us, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, but like I know for a fact our generation, and I see it in my own son, like it continuously gets to be more and more, like every generation has more empathy as they go, and I just feel like it's so huge that we need to really start stepping into roles of leadership. Let's see, this is a card for leaders. You're here to pave a path that hasn't been walked before, to go first and lead the way for others who are calling you in. If you feel misrepresented in the media, step forward for all of those who feel misrepresented. If no one's speaking out on topics you feel passionate about, share your unique voice. There's no one on earth who comes close to possessing your unique combination of skills, gifts, and life's experience. Exactly. Don't look to those who have come before you to work out your path. Leaders must forge their own. Do it for your daughter, do it for your younger you, do it for the leaders who will follow. When you go first, you make it easier for others to follow your lead. Forge, don't follow. How are you being called to forge rather than follow? How can you be the leader you wish you had? This is beautiful, because I think that this is a wonderful message for like to go on YouTube or just go out to all of you. We need to be the leaders that we're looking for, especially in this time with what we're seeing, with a lot of leadership really letting us the F down, with a lot of leadership not even being close to an embodiment of like good in any way. Like it doesn't even feel real, some of the stuff that's being said. And some of the things that are happening all over the world, like the world feels like it needs a huge reset. And for us, that means becoming the people that create the change, you know? So how are you being called to forge rather than follow? Really pay attention to that question and take that in. How can you be the leader that you wish you have? Next, we're gonna go back to trust the timing, which again, intuitively, I went into just trusting that everything that happens is all the time is accounted for. You're not behind, you're perfectly on time, and you don't need to be stressed about time, because that actually makes things feel like it takes longer, right? So let's do trust the timing. And my son and my partner are like almost home, so I'm trying to go fast because I know Malik is gonna be so loud the second he comes in. So trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So often, those who feel like they're here for a reason sense that time is running out, and they spend their life worrying that they might miss their moment. But the only way to miss your life or your moment is to spend your time worrying about missing it. Woo! Exactly what we were talking about in Forge Don't Follow. It's a waste of time to worry. It takes too much energy, right? It's never too late to answer a calling. You're never too old. It's kind of interesting. That's kind of what we're talking about too. Like, this is not just about younger people, like everybody is called for this. The tides of your life are magnificently orchestrated to come in and out in perfect unison. Don't race ahead and ride a wave that was never meant for you. beautiful because it also ties back into the forge don't follow. You'll waste your precious time and energy when instead you could have been enjoying your life. Everything has a season, and you're being called to trust the one you're in. Don't let impatience, comparison, competition, or paranoia disturb the seeds. That is like the opposite of divinity. That's something trying to slow you down. It seems that everyone has anxiety these days, constantly scanning for something they might have missed or a possible threat. Something they might have, oh, sorry, I repeated that again. Keeping our mind and body pointed in the same direction as our soul is near impossible at such reactive speeds. Right now, you're being reminded to take a breath and trust the wave you came in on. To trust the season you're in. Time isn't running out. There's plenty of time. There's no rush, and it's never too late. How can you trust the timing of your life a little bit more? I think that one's beautiful as well. It is a lot about what we were talking about, like just trust that everything is working out exactly as it should, exactly when it should, and that if you have this divine purpose, you're not going to miss out on it. It's like, I don't know, when you're not aware of searching for the purpose, like, I feel like that's a great way to say it too. Like, if you are searching for purpose, that purpose will come. It's when we're not searching for purpose, when we're just kind of living these automatic lives that maybe we don't reach that purpose like we're supposed to. But when we intend to, I feel like it will always come to us. So how can you trust the timing of your life a little more? Surrender to the sweetness. And that's the last one. And then I am going to have to go, but I hope you guys are really enjoying this. I am. I'm really loving this, and this was all completely random. We're just gonna go with this one card deck today, but another time we'll do the other one as well, because I do love that. Surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. This is essential, highly feminine card. It's a call to surrender to the sweetness of life, to let the ever-abundant feminine take over, to taste the fruits you've been working so hard to grow, to let your senses take over and really drink in your life with wonder, to get intoxicated on the simple bounty that this planet has to offer and which you have within you when your well is full. The ancient Babylonians connected the feminine goddess Ishtar to the planet Venus, and in Roman mythology, Venus was the goddess of love and beauty. In our night sky, aside from the moon, Venus shines the brightest. Time is our most precious resource, and it's the greatest healer. If you've been all work and no play, this is a sign to take some time out, to reconnect with your lover, play with your children, and give yourself the luxury of time without an agenda. Many of us are so busy building our lives that we forget to enjoy them. I love this, by the way, because it's directly tying into the trust the timing, and kind of like that you're not running out of time and you have time to enjoy life. It's reassuring you that you have the time to surrender to the sweetness. You have the time to connect with those around you, to love and live the life that you have now. We forget why we decided to build these lives in the first place. We need to put those two together because they're very beautiful. Many of us are so busy building our lives that we forget to enjoy them. We forget why we decided to build them in the first place. Disconnection from the sweetness causes more pain than we realize. So many of us walk into the soulless buildings 5 days a week in the name of survival. See, so hi baby, I'm just finishing a little reading. We strive to build the life of our dreams, but drive ourselves to exhaustion. This card is wooing you back to the pleasures of being human, to focusing on what really matters and enjoying your incredible life. How can you surrender to the sweetness of life? What's one way you can enjoy your life a little bit more? Stop and surrender to the sweetness. Forge don't follow, and trust the timing. And I'm going to take this advice and I'm going to go spend a little time with my son, because I know deep down that there is time. Time is not running out. And when I do things with good intentions and good energy, and in the energy of love and going towards my goals, it's never a waste of time. Have a great day. Take a moment to pause and reflect. How can you surrender to the sweetness of life? What's one way that you can enjoy your life a little more? Have a good day, you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Say hi.
Hi. Bye.